Good evening, and welcome to Newcastle After Dark. This is our 9th Halloween special.
Coming to you from the land of Beer for Less and Stop and Go Mart, bringing you films that are a feast for the mind.
Tonight's film is a wonderful one. 1967's Torture Garden, starring Burgess Meredith.
This has Jack Palance,
Beverly Adams,
Peter Cushing.
And it is a tremendous film.
Yeah, this is great. 4 stories, tremendous cast. The music's fantastic. The production is great.
Stories are great.
Perfect for this time of year.
It is. It's one of the best.
Yeah, it really is. So sit back, relax, and enjoy 1967's Torture Garden.
It's a tonic for jangled nerves and tired blood. There's nothing like a good fright for toning up the circulation, and that's what you've got in here. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's in here. You'll shriek, you'll shudder, you'll shiver. But it's all in fun and no harm done. So come along, ladies and gents, get your tickets now. Only half a crown, for the greatest thrill you've ever had in your life. Torture Garden of Dr. Diabolo. Dr. Diabolo's Torture Garden. It's more than entertainment.
Yes, my friends, there is no end to man's inhumanity to man. You have seen torture. Now, I'm going to show you death. The electric chair. It's used for the execution of condemned criminals in the United States. Man in that chair has committed a crime. It's murder. He's going to pay for it. Strapped and helpless in that metal chair, the creature awaits his doom. Perhaps you feel sympathy, compassion for him, eh? Oh, not me. Not me. For reasons of my own. And soon,
Thousands of volts of electricity will sear every nerve and every cell of his body. A very civilized method of revenge that I approve of. You notice the bits of sponge here and there where the electrodes touch the flesh. That is to prevent the gentleman from being burnt to a cinder before your eyes, but nevertheless, he will burn inside. 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 Inside.
You picture yourself in his place. Just try that. Now, in his final moment. His last breath. His last sweet second of life. Now, my friend, in full payment for what has passed, I am going to pull the switch. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes our regular performance. But wait! There's more to come. Well, what you have seen are imaginary horrors. But now, I can let you experience real ones. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I do have a private exhibit. It is for the true connoisseurs. It's right behind the curtain there. You will find the real torture garden. It is not for the faint of heart. You know, what you find there will be more terrifying, more horrendous than your deepest, darkest dreams. Now then, who has the courage to try it?
How much does it cost?
Well, since this exhibit is limited to a special few, £5.
£5? You got a nerve.
And what about you? Have you the nerve to face the thing that lies waiting inside there, eh? It's a thrill of a lifetime, I guarantee it. And if you don't agree with me afterwards, I'll cheerfully refund your money. Well, come on. Are you all cowards?
Tis a lot of money, but I'd like to see. What about you, mate?
I think he's a fake. Still, let's have a go.
One moment. There are others here who may find this exhibit of special interest. These two ladies.
Come on, I dare you.
Yes, thank you. Now step right inside, if you don't mind. Don't be afraid. I'll join you in a moment.
Is this all there is?
It's not much to look at, is it?
Not for a fiver, it isn't. You're American, aren't you?
Yes,
Where are you from?
Hollywood.
Your films?
Yes, my cousin's visiting me on holiday. I'm afraid she must find it rather dull here.
Yes or no?
Where is he? That's just a waxworks.
A dummy?
If you ask me, we're the dummies.
Didn't quite what I expected.
What did you expect?
Well, I don't know, but Well, where is he, this, what's he call himself?
Diabolo. You call me?
Who's your friend?
It's a good question. This is a figure from ancient legend. Atavus, goddess of destiny. In the left hand, skein of life. In the right, the shears of fate. Each colored thread represents a human life, and the shears have the power to cut it short.
Oh, come on. It's just one of those mechanical figures that tells your fortune for a penny.
As you can tell your fortune, of course. That's the least of it. No. See, I promised you horror, and I intend to keep that promise. Well, this Sybil here has a very strange magic, a very strange power, for she is able to reveal to each and every one of you the ultimate horror, which is, of course, the horror that you have hidden away inside yourself. The secret, in fact, of your own evil. A very old-fashioned word nowadays, evil. You prefer, I see, the primordial monstrosities that lurk beneath the surface of the mind. But I prefer evil.
Just a minute. Is this all you've got to show us?
No, there's this also, that if you can gain a knowledge of your inner evil, why then you will have been forewarned, and perhaps, and just perhaps, you can escape the monstrous act and the hideous consequences.
Are you trying to tell us this thing can really foretell the future?
I'm simply trying to say that what she foretells need not come to pass. Not if you heed what you've learned. Not if you shun the evil that lies deep in your nature.
I didn't pay £5 to listen to you preach a sermon.
I think you've lost your money, friend.
Come here, young man. Come here. What, are you afraid? You seem to doubt my word. How would you like to be the first to learn what fate has in store for you?
What do I do? Ask it questions?
It won't be necessary. Just stand where you are. The figure will communicate with you.
How?
Through your mind. Just look at the figure. Look at the figure. It can't hurt you. Now look at the shears. Look deeply, 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 deeply into the shears of fate.
Hello, I'm Colin Williams.
I'm Nurse Parker. Yes, your uncle said you might be coming for a visit.
How is he?
His heart is very weak. Doctor says it could be any time now.
Yeah, I'll try not to tire him.
Good. I'll be off. Oh, if there's any change, get in touch with Dr. Silversmith in the village. All
Yes,
right?
I will, thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well, Colin, it's been a long time.
Yes, 3 years, isn't it?
There must be all of that. You're looking fit.
And you?
My time on Earth is short, and since you're my sole living relative...
Yes, I realize that. And frankly, I'm very grateful.
How are you now?
Yeah, it just so happens that right now I'm in a bit of a fix financially.
I didn't invite you here to discuss money. Sit down. What I have to say is of far greater importance. This may be the last time we shall ever meet. Once and for all, I want to urge you again to mend your ways. You can't expect to go on like this forever. You must find a job, settle down, make something of your life. If you could only understand this, if you could see the light, That would be the greatest legacy I could give you.
You're absolutely right. These last 3 years haven't been easy. Believe me, I've learned my lesson.
Good. You have a job?
I've got one promised. As soon as I've cleared up my obligations.
Huh?
Oh, it's not all that bad. It's just a matter of a few £1,000s.
Out of the question. Absolutely out of the question.
Uncle Roger.
I don't have the money.
And what about your fortune? My inheritance?
There is no fortune.
Rubbish. Everyone knows you've got money. You've lived here on your own, what, 30 years? You've never worked? How do you pay for it all?
It's none of your business.
That's where you're wrong. It is my business. I've been asking questions. They say in the village that everything you buy is paid for in cash. No, not just ordinary cash, but coins. Old gold coins.
Please, I don't want to talk about it.
All right. We'll talk about something else. This cottage, for instance. Very old, isn't it? They say in the village it was deserted for years before you moved in and renovated it. There's some talk about it belonging to a witch.
Local gossip, superstition.
Is it?
Surely you don't believe in witchcraft? This cottage was owned by a harmless old woman, an eccentric.
You mean a miser, don't you? A miser with a hidden hoard of gold. And you discovered it. That's the truth.
Stop. Can't you see what you're doing to me? Let me alone.
Not till you tell me where that money's hidden.
Colin, my mates. Harold, man, quickly. Half a glass. Hurry.
The money.
Please. I'll tell you later.
Now!
Colin. Oh, God.
Handing him his medicine, he had this final spasm.
Well, they go like that sometimes. One's seen it before. 7 o'clock, you said?
About that. I really didn't check the exact time.
Oh, 7's near enough. It's just a formality for the record. I'll complete this in the morning.
Oh, thank you, Doctor.
You're stopping for the funeral, I take it?
Certainly.
Don't mind spending the night here alone?
No, of course not.
Well, look after yourself.
Yes, I can hear you. Your name is Balthazar. You've come to stay with me, to serve me, as you served my uncle. You will reward me as you rewarded him. In return for things I must do for you. My uncle was ungrateful. He buried you away in the darkness. But now you are free and hungry. Hungry. Dream. Oh. You've come to stay with me, serve me as you served my uncle. You will reward me as you rewarded him. not her.
All right. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Mr. Williams! Mr. Williams! Mr. Williams! Mr. Williams! There's a man out there with his head all...
Good evening, sir. Not leaving us now, are you, sir?
I got my living to earn, you know.
Well, I won't keep you, but I thought you might be able to give me some information. There's been some talk of a tramp reported in this area. Harmless old chap, apparently, but we're on the lookout for him. You don't happen to have seen him, have you, sir?
No, I've seen no one all day. If you'll excuse me.
Oh, let me give you a hand with this, sir.
Why did you do it, Colin? What made you kill them?
Balthazar.
Balthazar, who's he?
I don't know. He takes the form of a cat. But he's not a cat, he's inside me. He's inside my head.
Oh, I see, he's inside your head.
Oh, yeah, I know how it sounds. But it's true. Balthazar is real.
How long has he been with you?
Since last night. And I found the skeleton in the cellar.
In your uncle's house?
The witch's house. Don't you see, Balthazar must have been the witch's familiar spirit. He made my uncle rich with the witch's gold.
In return for murdering, huh?
But my uncle tricked him. He buried him away in the darkness. You know, Balthazar said he was ungrateful. Anyway, I freed him. And then he wanted to have the same agreement with me. Now, you don't know what it's like, Doctor. Have a creature whispering inside your head, giving you commands, and you've got to obey. You've got to obey, or he starts scratching, clawing inside. He forced me to kill the tramp and Nurse Parker.
We found the bodies in your trunk. But there's one more thing you must tell us, Colin. What happened to the heads? Why did you...
Not me! Balthazar. That's what he feeds on when he's hungry.
You mustn't let him come back to me. Oh, please don't go.
I'll be back in the morning.
You can't leave me here alone, not all night. Balthazar will be hungry again, and if he isn't fed, don't you understand? He'll be hungry. Come back! Come back! Please! Please, don't leave me!
Now, what's your problem? There's nothing there. Now, you calm down and get some sleep.
Oh, don't go away. He'll come back for me. He'll come back. Don't let him get at me. Help! You all right?
Seemed to be in a trance, just standing there and staring into space for a minute.
Only a minute. Seemed like days. I can't explain.
I can. There is a theory that the past, the present, and the future are merely different aspects of the same moment in time and space. You understand that theory? Then perhaps you can understand that since a drowning man can view his entire past in a few seconds, he can also view his future by the same rule.
Yeah, well, particularly if he's hypnotized. That's all it was. Hypnosis. It's a trick.
No trick.
What then?
A warning.
What exactly did you see?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Well, was there anything about it that was true?
It's true I have an uncle who lives in the country. And I was going to see him to ask. So how did you know?
I never saw you before. I know nothing about you. You are merely a customer. Who comes next? Who is the next to meet Atropos, the goddess of destiny? What about you, young lady? Surely an innocent young woman like yourself has no deep, dark secrets in her mind.
Why don't you? After all, it was your idea to come in here.
It will show you nothing but what is in your own heart. Now, look at the shears. Look closely at the shears. Your eyes are fixed on the shears. They can't look away. Look deeply, 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 deeply into the shears of fate.
What time is it?
7:20.
Oh, no. He'll be here in 10 minutes. I'll never get this done in time.
So let him wait a while. Who is it?
Mike Charles. And he's not the kind you keep waiting. This dinner date could be important. You know what it can mean. Going to the right places, meeting the right people.
I know. It's the only way for a girl to get ahead in this town.
Look at these wrinkles, and I haven't even had my shower yet.
Go on, go take your shower. Let me iron the dress.
Oh, would you? Carla G, thanks. You're an angel.
What are roommates for? that darn material. The iron was too hot.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Millie.
No.
Well, you can wear something else,
You
maybe.
know I haven't got any wardrobe. I went without lunches a whole month to buy this dress.
Well, I'd let you have one of mine only. I've only got one good one, and I'm wearing that tonight.
Oh, no, dear. Oh, Carla, please do something. Make some excuse.
Now, listen, don't worry. I'll handle it.
Hello, I'm Mike Charles.
Hello, I'm Carla Hayes, Millie's roommate. Won't you come in?
Thanks. Millie almost ready?
Well, Millie can't go out tonight. She's in bed with the flu.
Well, can I just say hello?
I don't think you should. That flu's kind of catching.
Yeah, maybe I better not go in there.
Gee, I'm sorry your evening's ruined.
Yeah, it is kind of rough. Could have been a real swinging scene. Table for two at Danny's.
Danny's.
Like it?
Love it. All these people. Isn't that Bruce Benton over there?
Where?
At the table in the corner.
Yeah, and Eddie Stone.
He's a producer, isn't he?
The biggest.
Oh, no. Mike Charles, of all people. But with any luck, he'll be too interested in his new friend to notice us.
Come on, let's say hello. Eddie, how's it going?
Why, Mike.
Bruce? Mike Charles, remember?
Yes, of course.
Oh, Carla Hayes, Eddie Stone. I guess you know who this is.
Won't you join us?
Really, we do want to intrude.
Oh, go ahead and sit down. Eddie and I got some business to talk over. You go ahead and order. I'm buying Eddie a little drink.
I can't believe it. Imagine me having dinner with Bruce Benton. You know, I've had a thing about you ever since I was...
Ever since you were a little girl. Go ahead and say it. I don't mind.
It just doesn't seem possible.
What? You're having dinner with me? Or because I've been around so long?
Now you're embarrassing me.
You'll feel better after you've had a drink.
What's with you? I've been trying to get you on the phone for 2 weeks.
I'm lining up production on his new picture. You know how these things are.
Don't give me that. You've been freezing me. Look, I've been knocking around this industry for 25 years. I figure I'm entitled to a little consideration.
I realize that.
You know how important this business is to me. When do I get the word?
Now, if you like.
Great. Eddie, baby, I knew you wouldn't let me down. You talk to them? And what'd they say?
Nothing doing.
What do you mean, nothing doing? You know the pictures I've made. I've got a right to belong.
You were voted down.
But I'd do anything. Really, I would. Talk to them again.
I'm sorry. You know the rules. Don't take it so hard. Have another drink. Where are you going?
Don't worry about me. I'll have another drink. Lots of drinks. And you can tell your Fink friends from me. They don't have to worry about Mike Charles. He knows how to take care of himself. But maybe they ought to worry. Because Mike Charles is just liable to take care of them.
Wonderful. Would you really do that for me?
Anybody who knows the titles of all the pictures I've made since 1950 deserves a break. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Where's Mr. Charles?
Oh, he asked to be excused. Another engagement. Hope you don't mind.
That's quite all right. Bruce and I were just having a very interesting discussion.
I was just suggesting to Miss Hayes that she come down to the studio on Monday and make a test for that part we have open. You mean the sister? What do you think? Well, I don't know. It's the second lead. What have you done?
Television, mostly. Bruce was just telling me about the part, and it sounds fascinating. I'm sure I could handle it.
Why don't we shoot some film and see? All right. Let's do that.
Thanks. Hold on. Thanks. You better believe me. Thanks. That's what they are. They're in their top 10.
What top 10?
Stars, directors, producers, the big ones. The ones who stay on top year after year after year. Who never seem to grow old, never slow down. Brother, I could tell you something about that top 10. And don't think I won't tell it in the right places. I've had it up to here. Eddie Storm and all the rest of them.
You mean Eddie Storm, the producer?
Producer. Listen, if you only knew the real story behind that character, I could tell it.
Here. On the house. You make yourself at home. I gotta go out back for a minute.
You're not eating.
I start filming next week, remember? Now you know how I keep my boyish figure.
And you?
I'm on a diet.
Excuse me, Mr. Storm. There's a call for you.
I'll take it over there. Will you excuse me?
Yes. Boy, I never thought when I went out tonight that all this would be happening. Meeting you and getting a chance to be in a film with you.
I thought you'd want to know. Sure. Sure, I understand. Don't worry. I'll handle it.
Nothing important. Just a little problem. It's all been taken care of.
Where are we?
Home. In your own garage.
Oh, you're a real pal. Thanks. Hey!
Carla, did you see this? Mike Charles is dead. He was overcome by exhaust fumes in his garage. Happened last night. Didn't he take you home?
No. We left the restaurant almost as soon as we got there.
The paper says it was an accident. He'd been drinking. How could he take you to an expensive restaurant and then just walk out?
Look, Millie, I hardly knew the man. It was your day. Let's talk about something more pleasant. Hey, I made a good contact last night. Eddie Storm's testing me on Monday for a part in the new Bruce Benton film. A good part. Look, I know that sounds cold-blooded, but... Well, if a girl wants to get ahead in this town, she's got to take her chances when she gets them. And not worry about what happens to anybody else.
I wouldn't want to get there that way.
Millie, dear, I'm going to get there. Anyway.
Another day, another dollar.
Tomorrow's call, Mr. Benton.
Thanks, Red. Oh, I see they've written an extra scene for you. You look great in those shots today.
I'd never have been in those shots if it wasn't for you. I got you something to show you how much I appreciate it.
can't afford a present like this.
But I want you to have it. Put it on, okay?
Thanks.
It's quite a day today. I'm really beat. Where do you get all your energy?
Clean living.
It certainly doesn't come from overeating. You didn't even touch your lunch this noon.
I'll make up for it tonight.
Where are we going?
Not we. Me.
I thought you said something about going out tonight.
I'm sorry about the hang-up. Not tonight. Tomorrow night.
Well, what kind of hang-up is it, blonde or brunette?
Two brunettes.
Your agents?
In a way. I'll see you in the morning. Good night.
Where's Bruce?
You just missed him.
But you didn't.
Bruce and I are rehearsing our lines for tomorrow. That's all right, isn't it?
Of course. Rehearsals never hurt anybody. That's why I have them every day. On the set.
What's the matter, Mr. Storm? You have some reason for disliking me.
I didn't say that. You I like. You and Bruce Benton together, that's a bad scene. Take my advice and lay off. He's not for you. There he is now. Bruce! Bruce! Wait! What did he say was going?
He didn't. He just said he had a business appointment.
Business appointment? With two of the worst hoods in town? Don't panic. He's all right. Leo, help me get him up to the car. Hurry!
Where are you taking him?
The sanatorium. Sunset Crest Sanatorium.
What happened?
The operation's over. Dr. Heim says he'll be all right.
That's impossible.
Oh, no. It's true.
Dr. Heim.
My dear young lady, let me assure you there is no cause for alarm. Only for silence.
He's right. We can't have any publicity. Bad for the picture.
How can there be a picture with Bruce and...
The bullet has been removed. He's resting comfortably.
But I saw him. He was dead.
He's alive.
Dr. Heim's a great surgeon. He has his own techniques.
Believe me, dear lady, your friend is quite safe.
When can I see him?
Monday. He will be back on the set Monday.
Cut it! Great, Bruce, great. Okay, boys.
Something wrong?
Can't believe it.
Dr. Heim told you he'd be here. Looks good, doesn't he?
I've got to talk to you.
Punch her in 5 minutes, caller.
Let's go inside.
Okay, I'll take it in a fraction. Right, that's it. Somebody fix that backing there.
When are you going to tell me the truth?
All right. You would find out sooner or later anyway. The man we saw in the car the other night was Bruce's double.
His double? Look, I know his stand-in.
I said double. Let's face it, Bruce is getting along. He needs somebody to share the load. After all, how'd you imagine he's kept going as a top star for over 30 years? Now you know the secret.
But you still haven't told me what happened.
Just what you saw. Bruce's double owed gambling debts. He was taken for a ride and killed.
Then Dr. Heim didn't operate.
No, he merely disposed of the body.
Who is Dr. Heim?
No more secrets. You know too much already.
Perhaps I know more than you think.
What are you talking about?
I did a little reading over the weekend at the newspaper office. Some old clippings. They keep a file there, you know. It's called a morgue. It's very appropriate, don't you think?
What are you getting at?
I thought I was getting at the truth about Dr. Heim. But instead, I found out something else. About you. On April 5th, 1944, there was a speedboat accident in the harbor off Newport Beach. You were thrown from the boat. When they took you to the hospital, they thought you were dying. According to the story, you were rushed from that hospital to a private clinic. Sunset Crest Sanatorium. The man who operated on you there was a refugee physician. A Dr. Heim.
2 minutes, Miss Hayes.
Yes, it's true. He saved me. A wonderful plastic surgeon.
He must have been. According to that newspaper story, your entire skull and chest had been crushed beyond repair. I don't see any scars, Mr. Storm.
I've had enough of this.
Well, I haven't. I'm going to see Bruce tonight, and he'll tell me the truth. Have you seen Mr. Benton?
I haven't seen him leave yet.
Thank you.
Main gate. As soon as Dr. Heim gets here, send him to stage G.
It doesn't concern you.
Don't you see? I have to know the truth.
There's nothing to tell you.
Oh, yes, there is.
Carla, please.
You were the one who was shot. You were the one that we took to the sanatorium.
You'd better get out. I'm not going to talk about it.
But you've got to talk about it. Bruce, don't you understand? I'm in love with you.
No, you can't be in love with me.
Bruce, what happened? What is it about Dr. Heim? It's metal.
All right. Look at it. Take a good look. You wanted to know the secret of the top 10. The box office stars who seem to go on forever and ever. The ones who never age. The immortals of the screen. Well, now you know the secret. They are immortal.
It's Dr. Heim.
Yes, Dr. Heim. He found a way of preserving the brain and its abilities in a synthetic body.
He did that to you and Eddie Storm?
Yes. There are a few of us, but only a few. And you don't have to have an accident. But you must be a very special person with a very special hunger. Not for food or drink or love. You can't have any of those. You must live to feed only on the applause and the fame. For some of us, it's enough.
I'd rather be dead.
So, we are in time.
You told her? Then we have no choice.
What are you going to do?
Mike Charles knew the secret. He wanted to be one of us. When we refused, he threatened to talk. We couldn't risk that with him, and we can't risk it with you.
Wait. There is another way. You once told me about your ambitions, that you'd do anything for fame and stardom. You can have your wish.
Oh.
How soon can you operate?
Immediately.
No!
Nas!
And here are the stars of this production. Bruce Benton and the lovely Carla Hayes. Well, Miss Hayes, I understand that your performance in this picture indicates that you will soon be in the top 10 in filmdom.
Look, there's Carla Hayes.
Isn't she a doll?
A living doll.
There. That's all right. Now, don't be afraid. That's all in your mind. That was a warning sounding in your mind. It's a warning of things that can be, of course. But for the moment, they're without substance. They're images. They're the kind of things that dreams are made of. Oh, the mind is a strange animal, isn't it? It can turn on you like a panther. But of course, like a panther, it can be tamed by certain people. And that's a kind of a blessing. Don't you agree?
I don't know why we came here.
For the mystery and excitement. But you have obtained more than you bargained for. You've obtained knowledge.
Welcome back. Well, here we have the beginnings of our film and our first two stories. First being Enoch with Michael Bryant.
Yeah, who we've seen before. He was in the Stone Tapes.
Yes. And the second being Terror Over Hollywood with Beverly Adams.
Now, you had said that she was married to Vidal Sassoon, the stylist.
Yes, and they met during the filming of this. And, you know, she went to him to get her hairs done.
Yeah.
And he had some magic, not just shampoo.
Well, he must have, because what? I mean, they were married for
at least 10 years.
Yeah. So
they had four kids.
Right, yeah.
You know, Vidal.
He had some magic.
He had some magic.
Yeah. She was in other movies like How to Stuff a Wild Bikini, Birds Do It. You can also see her on television shows like Chips and Quincy.
After she divorced Vidal Sassoon, I guess she dated Eric Estrada, so...
Yeah, it makes sense on why she would have been on Chips.
Now, have you seen Birds Do It?
I have not.
It sounds like a musical.
It does sound like a musical, yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to check it out.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Now, coming up, we're going to see the great Jack Palance.
Yeah.
You know, he's pretty much done it all. You know, he's played Dracula and Dr. Jekyll. He's been in a ton of Westerns. He also played Ebenezer Scrooge.
In the Western version from 1998 called Ebenezer.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is very interesting.
It is. You know what? It's great to see him play that role. It really is.
I haven't seen it.
I have seen it. It's not bad. It's worth it if you like Jack Palance. It's worth watching. You know,
and you like Westerns.
Yeah. Right.
Because, you know, it sounds interesting.
It is interesting.
Now, this film, the music is the great James Bernard.
One of my personal favorites. Yeah. And he had some help from his buddy
Don Banks.
Yeah, to do the jazzy themes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the stories in this film were written by Robert Bloch.
Yeah. Right?
The great Robert Bloch.
Yeah. Directed by Freddie Francis. And coming up, we're going to see the great Peter Cushing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who needs no introduction.
I mean, think about all that. You know, I mean, that whole crew right there. Just fantastic.
Yes. And this is one of the top Amicus production, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
I mean, it's a cornucopia of goodness.
Yeah, it is. I love this movie.
This movie is fantastic.
Yeah, it really is. So let's get back to Torture Garden.
You're quite a philosopher.
As I try to be. Now, who is next? Who wants to meet the goddess and take this fascinating journey? You?
Dorothy, don't. Why? I'm not afraid.
Ah. Look at the shears. Look at the shears. Deeply, 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 you gaze at the shears. Look at the shears of fate.
Miss Endicott, I'm Maxine Chambers, Leo Winston's manager. I saw from his diary he was expecting you today. I thought you were interviewing him yesterday.
Oh, yes, but he had to rush off to a concert, as you know, so we thought we'd continue today.
I see. Well, I'm afraid he won't be able to spare you very much time. He has to rehearse this evening.
Milk and sugar?
No, thank you. I really hate to stop. There's so much more I'd like to know about you.
If I gave your readers any more material, they'd complain of eye strain.
I wasn't thinking of my readers, Mr. Winston.
You're very flattering. You really do love music, don't you?
Yes, I do.
In that case, perhaps you better meet Utape.
Who?
Come in here and I'll show you.
Oh, Utape, the goddess of music.
Yes. Yes, it was a present from my mother before she died. Utape and I have been together for years now. Shall we play something for the lady? I'm sorry. I'm afraid that wasn't very good.
Oh, I shouldn't have let you. You must be tired after last night's concert.
No. No, it's not that. It's just that Utape isn't used to you yet. Please accept my apologies for her.
Perhaps she doesn't like me.
Well, I do.
I was just thinking. You're quite a lonely person, aren't you?
What makes you say that?
This habit you have of talking to yourself. I couldn't help noticing this afternoon.
I was talking to Utape.
You mean I'm going to have a piano for a rival?
No, it's just that I haven't had time to. Believe me, Dorothy, you have no rivals. It's no good. I'm making too many mistakes.
Why?
I don't know.
Don't you? How many hours a day do you practice?
Quite enough.
Until what time are you out every night?
I can't see what possible difference that makes.
Look, Leo, I'm sorry if I'm speaking out of turn, but, well, I'm your friend. I'm not just your manager. And I can't stand by and watch that girl take over your life, ruin your career.
You sound exactly like my mother. Whenever I used to bring a girl home, all she would ever say to me was that it was going to ruin my career.
You're in love with her?
Yes. And I think she loves me, too.
Well, in that case, you're just going to have to try and make her understand. She just can't go on being so demanding.
Look, Maxine, you're a good manager and a good friend, but you don't have to worry about me in either capacity. Dorothy hasn't ruined my life. For the first time in years, I feel really happy.
Leo? Leo? Leo?
What's the matter? Are you all right?
Yes, of course. I was just working something out for my next concert.
I know I shouldn't have interrupted you, but I've got something for you, and I couldn't wait to give it to you. And we're invited to the Harcourts tonight. Do you like it?
Yes. Yes, it's lovely. Dorothy, about tonight.
Yes, pick me up at 8 o'clock.
Yes, of course. Let's go and have a drink.
Leo, what's the matter?
Nothing.
When I came in there, you were sitting as if you're in a trance.
I was just tired. There's no need to worry about me.
Tell me the truth.
Oh, very well. I suppose you've got to know sooner or later. It's Euterpe. She resents you. You see, I've been trying to communicate with her. She thinks you're hurting me and preventing me from working. She wants to protect
Is
me.
this some sort of joke, pretending that a piano is a... No, I haven't come here to talk about myself. But you've got to do something about Leo. You've got to cancel his tour. He's in no condition for it. If we don't do something, he'll have a breakdown.
Yes, I know. If Leo isn't well, it's because you're smothering him. You're smothering him with your demands on his time, your possessiveness. You just aren't the sort of person Leo needs, believe me.
I love him.
Do you? Or do you just love the idea of being the wife of a world-famous pianist? Is your love real or just selfish?
You're the selfish one. All you're interested in is making money out of Leo's career. First his mother, and now you. And this ridiculous story about Euterpe.
Euterpe?
Don't pretend you don't know about it. You probably encourage it. But it won't work. I'm not going to let it. Leo belongs to me now.
Dorothy?
I heard the piano playing, and then you answered the door.
Yes.
But that's not possible. You couldn't have come from the piano to the door so quickly.
I wasn't playing. It was Euterpe.
Leo, come here.
It's only a matinee.
Yes. And this is only a piano. There's nothing here but wood and metal and ivory. It's got no life of its own. And it can't interfere with ours. You're tired. We'll go away together. Away from...
What about my concert tour?
Oh, I spoke to Maxine today. I told her she'd have to postpone it.
Well, what did she say?
She'll come round. You're not angry with me, are you?
No, of course not. I know I'm tired. It's just that I've never missed a tour before.
Leo, you'd better make up your mind. Either we go away together, or I'll go by myself.
You really mean that, don't you?
Yes.
In that case, I have no choice. When do you want to leave?
Well, we could go tonight. We could ring Maxine from wherever we are in the morning. You go and pack, and then I'll pick up my things. Leo? 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 Leo?
Look what he's done. He's frightened you.
No, I'm all right.
What did you see?
Just just an illusion.
An illusion? That's very good. Call it whatever you want. An illusion, a fantasy, a memory. Now, that's very good, too. A memory, but a memory of the future. A memory of the shape of things to come. Now then, which of you two gentlemen will be next to take this plunge into the river of time? Oh, not you. Afraid. Are you afraid? You?
No. As a matter of fact, I've always wanted to sample your wares.
Very well. Very well, then. Look at the shears. Look at the shears, sir. Look at the shears deeper and deeper and deeper. Look at the shears. Look at the shears of fate.
First edition, isn't it?
A great rarity to the collector of Edgar Allan Poe.
Yes, I know. Oh, might I ask where you obtained it, sir?
Oh, it isn't mine. This gentleman owns the collection. Lancelot Canning. This is Mr. Ronald Wyatt.
How do you do? How do you do? I was just admiring your collection. Does this volume happen to be for sale?
Oh, I'm afraid not. As you probably know, only 6 of these are known to exist.
Yes, I'm well aware of that.
You are interested in Poe?
Mr. Canning is probably the world's greatest collector of Poe memorabilia.
I'm prepared to pay a very good price.
I'm sorry. My collection must remain complete.
Mr. Canning has many other things besides these books, more than you can possibly imagine.
Al-Araf.
And Tamerlane?
Yes, and collected poems, 1829.
Boston edition.
Yes, cost you $15,000, at least Sotheby's last year.
Prose romance, 1843. Sold in that year for 12 cents.
Value now $50,000.
We have much in common. If you should ever come to the States, perhaps you might care to see my collection.
Oh, you live in America?
My whole life is centered around Edgar Allan Poe in every respect.
Well, I will most certainly take advantage of your invitation when I'm in Maryland.
I shall look forward to seeing you.
Yes, thank you.
Excuse me. Mr. Wyatt? I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. I must admit, I didn't expect to see you again quite so soon.
It's interesting. Very interesting.
My grandfather's idea. He built this house when he started his Poe collection. My father and I merely followed in his footsteps. Well, that's Poe's cravat. He wore it in Baltimore during his last lecture appearance.
You have other items from his wardrobe as well.
My collection is very complete. Did you know that he played the flute?
No.
Did he really? There. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have asked you before. Would you care for a drink?
Yes, thank you.
Whiskey?
Yes.
A sherry?
Oh, yes, thank you. Now, this is lovely. Yes.
To your health.
And to your collection.
There speaks the true collector. My father was like that, and so was his. Today, they'd both be called fanatics.
It's true. Collecting can become a kind of mania. What a strange man he was. What a fascination he exerted over the minds of those who love fantasy. Or do you think it's because people are fascinated by the mystery of death?
No one will ever equal his knowledge of the secrets that lie beyond the grave. Let us drink to the immortal Edgar Allan Poe.
Thank you. I've had enough. I go on drinking like this, you'll think I'm Poe himself.
Thank you.
Do you want to see downstairs?
Why, what's down there?
The rest of my treasures. And that's why you encouraged me to drink, wasn't it? You wanted me to show you more.
Oh, really, Mr. King?
Well, it doesn't matter. I was going to show you anyway. Come along. Well, there's one thing you must promise me first. What I'm going to show you now will remain a secret between us.
Oh, yes, of course.
Good. Good man. You're a very privileged man, Mr. Wyatt.
Oh?
Not a living soul has been down here since my father died.
Oh.
Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Here are my real treasures.
Poe's original manuscript? Yes, but I thought they were all in university collections.
See for yourself. You saw his letters upstairs. You recognize his handwriting. Yes. This is the same.
Yes, but I don't recognize the title, The House of the Worm. Oh, is it this an unpublished work?
Mm-hmm. All these are unpublished.
No, I've read everything ever written about Poe. I never had any mention of unpublished stories.
Nobody else knows, but you can see for yourself. This is genuine.
I suppose you wouldn't be interested in parting with any of this, huh?
That's right. I wouldn't.
Now, what part did this box play in the life of Poe?
Oh, nothing.
Oh. Why is it here?
I'll tell you about it when we get upstairs. Well, it's getting late.
Please, please. No, please. No, I must see more. Now, the further adventures of Arthur Gordon Pym. Look at this paper is. Well, it's almost new. Oh, yes. Yes, look at it. sons. 1966.
It's impossible. A mistake. It's just a trick of the light.
Oh, it's a trick, all right. And I want to know the truth.
We must go upstairs now.
No, you're going to tell me. You're going to tell me, or I'll break my promise of silence. Now, what's the secret? Oh, yes. You wrote these stories, didn't you? Didn't you? You wrote them, didn't you?
No, I didn't write them.
No, then who did? Who did?
This box.
Now, you told me it had nothing to do with the life of Poe.
That's right. It had nothing to do with his life. It had to do with his death. My grandfather made money by selling cadavers to medical students.
Robbing graves.
One of the graves he opened was the last resting place of Edgar Allan Poe. The body, of course, had crumbled to dust. But he gathered that dust and kept it in this box. So you see, he really was the greatest collector. He even collected Edgar Allan Poe himself.
You're lying. We both can see the box is empty.
But, and this is the real secret. My grandfather was more than a grave robber. He was a student of the occult. Did you know that there are ways to raise the dead, to reanimate the dust? Are those stories by Poe, filled with nameless terrors, are written on modern paper because Poe has been brought back to us? He is still alive.
You expect me to believe that?
You can believe what you like. Now you put those manuscripts back. They're going upstairs.
There's a third key here. Is it for that door?
No.
Then what's it for?
Give me those keys.
No. No. You're hiding more treasures from me, aren't you? I want to see if you've been telling me the truth. I want to see if you want to get me those.
No, I won't. No!
release all these new works. Now, with your knowledge of the unknown, of death itself.
Knowledge of death. I prayed to die.
To die. Again.
I sought and found the unknown. Made a deal with the devil.
Eternal life. To preserve the works of Edgar Allan Poe for the world is the work of God, not the devil.
To condemn a man to live in hell is the work of the devil.
And one's soul can only be released if a living soul replaces his in the devil's domain.
Is there no other way to release you?
There is another way. By fire.
I have the means here. But in return, you must tell me more about the unknown.
Yes. Yes, I will. If you liberate one who has made a pact with the devil, you yourself become the devil's slave. You are trapped, my friend. Trapped? Is that not a good ending for the last story of Edgar Allan Poe? You are trapped. Trapped.
No, it can't be. What did you see? I can't believe it.
What is it that you cannot believe, my friend?
You. It really is.
What do you mean?
You know what he saw. Who are you?
Me? My name is Diabolo, my friend. Dr. Diabolo. I'm very well known for my excursions into the unexplored regions of the mind. Now, let's see who's next. Who is? Why, you are, of course, aren't you?
No, not me.
Oh, yes, you paid your money. You're going to receive full value, sir.
No. I came in here to see there's something going on I don't want to know anything about.
I don't care whether you want to know anything about it. You are going to face that symbol and you are going to
No.
walk into the future.
No, I won't.
You are going to do what I tell you, you hear me?
It's
you.
you.
Are going to do what I
You're
tell
mad. Mad! But you're not going to get away with it. Because I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you!
Come on, let's get out of here.
You were great tonight. Yeah, we gave him a good show for that money.
A show that money couldn't buy, Doctor.
Well, I better get outside and get ready for the next performance.
So, you decided to wait, eh, Mr. Wyatt?
I was interested in,
Making a deal with me, too? Oh, yes. Yes. I think so. The right time. You have a light? Of course, I lose one or two along the line this way, but it's great for the sport. And then it's only fair, you know, to give them a chance to escape my domain. But will you?
Well, we've reached the conclusion of Torture Garden. And our final two stories, the third one being Mr. Steinway, kind of a filler story.
Yeah, you know, I would say not my favorite of the four stories.
Filmed beautifully.
Oh, I love the color work that they did.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and the lighting, yes,
Yep.
it's fantastic. But the final story, The Man Who Collected Poe, it's awesome.
That's top notch. I mean, of course, we have Jack Palance and Peter Cushing together.
Yes.
Which is great.
Which originally they were going to cast Christopher Lee.
That's right. But they got Jack Palance because they wanted to appeal to the American audience.
Yes. But I think that one was a surprise the very first time I saw it years ago. I'm like, man, Edgar Allan Poe?
Yeah.
He's down in the basement.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But that's the nature of collectors.
You know, and he gets Peter Cushing all sauced up.
Oh, he was all hammered.
Yeah.
He's like, let me tell you, man.
Yeah.
I got Poe shoes.
I actually think he had probably a couple drinks. You know,
He was believable.
He played it really well.
The only thing he wasn't spitting over in the corner.
Getting ready to throw up.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
He's like, just.
Yeah. Don't touch nothing.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. But yeah, that was fantastic. But I think that my favorite story was the first one.
Enoch.
Yes.
The cat.
Yes. But my question to you is, you know, you make the deal with the cat. Yeah, it's a bad deal. You got to kill people, cut off the head. Cat eats the head.
Yeah.
But you get paid in some gold doubloons.
Right. Yeah. I mean, are you going to go down to the local store with these gold coins?
Yeah, where are you going?
You know, I mean, you know, cashier's not going to know what kind of change to give you.
They can barely make change now.
Right? Yeah. So that's not going to work.
No. You're going to go to a pawn shop, lose half the value.
Exactly.
What are you going to do?
You should have told the cat, you need to turn this into some paper currency.
Yeah, I need
something I can spend, you know, in this modern time.
Right.
Yeah.
I need some paper, or we're going to go to the vet.
You're right.
Yeah. I'll be coming out, and you won't.
Right. That's worse for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the vet will take some doubloons.
The vet will, for
the
sure.
vet will.
Yeah.
You're like, gold? What do you need done?
Right. Yeah.
But ultimately, we have to talk about Burgess Meredith.
Save the best for last. Really. Love Burgess Meredith. Of course, loved him in Rocky. But, you know, he was also in Burnt Offerings.
He was in The Sentinel.
Yeah. Clash of the Titans.
He wasn't afraid to do different things.
No, and he plays this devil role great.
He does.
Really, yeah.
He could have played Ebenezer Scrooge.
He could. I would have loved to have seen that.
He would have been fantastic.
Yeah, he would have been. You're right. Yeah.
You know, Burgess Meredith, you know, it's under the surface with him, too.
Yeah.
He could go off.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, and yell at you.
Yeah. He can play, you know, timid and quiet and shy, you know, but he can explode as well.
He can be evil.
Yeah.
And he's just, Burgess Meredith is awesome.
He's another one.
Yes.
He could do it all.
He could do it all.
Yeah. We haven't talked about Atropos.
Ah, yes. Right. Atropos. That is the woman in the chair with the scissors and the string of Queen of Fate.
She had two sisters. What? They were the goddesses of fate. Yeah.
Yes.
The one sister would, make the string
Yes.
of fate. You had the other sister decided how long your life would be, and of course, Atropos would decide when it would end.
Yes.
Yeah. I loved how they worked that into this.
Yes.
Yeah.
With, him being the devil.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It is cool. Yeah.
But, they need to make more films like this.
I agree.
Multiple stories,
Yeah.
well-written stories,
Right.
well acted, and they're just so entertaining.
They are.
They really are.
Yeah, I love them.
For this season, these are the kind of films that we love.
100%.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely. And we thank you for being here with us at Newcastle After Dark. We hope you join us again for our lost treasure in cinema. And until next time, happy Halloween.